Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some breaking news coming out from Belarus that I want to share with you. We have reports of Ukrainian drones that apparently flew into Belarusian airspace on Friday. There was a massive drone attack taking place towards the Kursk region, and at the same time, we had drones apparently flying into Belarus, at least according to the Belarusian Defense Minister Viktor Krenin. He said in a statement that Ukrainian drones had crossed into their airspace and were intercepted by the country's air defenses on Friday. So, they're saying that their airspace was violated by Ukrainian drones. They had to shoot them down. We've got video footage coming out from the Defense Ministry of Belarus showing the drone fragments and parts that landed in their territory after they were shot down. And now, obviously, Belarus is worried about this. So Alexander Lukashenko, the president, deployed troops and equipment to the border of Ukraine. And the Belarusian defense minister, Viktor Krenin, said in a statement that military units of Special Operations Forces, ground troops, and rocket forces, including Polonez systems and Iskander ballistic missile complexes, have been tasked with marching to the designated areas. Air defense, rocket defense, and aviation forces and assets have been built up. So, I mean, think about that. They've put massive amounts of military hardware back on the border with Ukraine. They backed off a while back, pulling their troops away from the border. But now it looks like they're worried. Are they worried that the Ukrainians may attack them next, or what's going on here? I'm not really sure what's happening, but obviously, I mean, it makes sense if your country comes under attack by drones, maybe you order a response like that. But this big of a response with Iskander ballistic missiles and rocket systems, all kinds of different things, like literally almost preparing to go to war. And they're even putting many troops and tanks on the border of Belarus and Ukraine as well. So clearly they seem to be worried about some sort of potential incursion maybe into their country as well. But you let me know what you think down below. I've got several things that I want to show you here today. But yeah, this was one of the reports that came out on CNN World. We're not going to go over this, but I'll just reference this real quick. It says Belarus reinforces military power on its Ukraine borders after drone interceptions. Okay, this came out yesterday. So obviously, yeah, Belarus seems to be concerned about something if they're putting all this military hardware on their border with Ukraine. I mean, ballistic missiles on their border while they're trying to take down some drones, it doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, even Romania, they've come under attack by drones and things like that. But obviously, I understand Russia's not really on their doorstep, but we haven't seen any kind of massive provocation coming from the Romanians, for example, even though they've come under attack multiple times by drones. Same with Poland, aside from beefing up maybe air defenses or something like that, right? So I want to talk some more about this today. I've got a 4-minute clip of him speaking with subtitles to show you guys exactly what he was saying, why they're deploying their troops to the border and things like that. So let me jump over here to X for you. Sputnik Spreader says, English subtitles, Ukrainian drones violated Belarusian airspace, Alexander Lukashenko. He specified that about a dozen targets were coming from Ukraine. Some of them were destroyed over Belarus and the rest over Russia in the Yaroslav region. Lukashenko stressed that the incident showed Ukraine's readiness for further escalation of the conflict and assured that any provocations will not go unanswered. So look at that. That's pretty huge. Okay, saying that Ukraine's readiness for further escalation of the conflict and assured that any provocation will not go answered, okay? That Ukraine is ready to continue fighting and spreading this war, and then they will answer if they have to. Belarusian special forces have arrived in the border area with Ukraine. Heavy equipment and personnel in accordance with the president's instructions are in full combat readiness. Special operations forces and military units are being deployed to the Gomel region. Additionally, missile troops and air defense are being pulled in, including Iskanders and Belarusian MLRS. So take a look at this video real quick. It's 4 minutes long. And pay attention to what Alexander Lukashenko is saying as he's briefing their country here on and how this attack took place. So take a look.
Вчера в 18 часов 10 минут силы ПВО ВВС Беларуси были приведены повышенную боевую готовность. Готовность номер 1 у нас называется. Дежурные силы противовоздушной обороны. Дело в том, что мы подозреваем, что это не первый раз вооруженные силы Украины нарушили всякие договоренности и как тут точнее сказать, чтобы опять не попасть под критику наших так называемых друзей, нарушили всякие правила поведения и нарушили воздушное пространство Республики Беларусь на восточном направлении, совсем рядом от нас, в районе Костюковичского района. Поэтому силы ПВО были приведены в полную боевую готовность на перехват целей. Их было около десятка. Вылетели самолеты, вертолет, и также средства РСЗО были приведены в повышенную боевую готовность. В 19 часов 4 минуты на высоте 1,5 километра и дальности 6,5 километров силами противовоздушной обороны было уничтожено несколько целей над территорией Беларуси. Ночью и сегодня с утра происходит поиск того, что было уничтожено. Мы подозреваем, что это ударные беспилотники, точно летевшие, нарушив воздушное пространство Беларуси, летели из Украины. Над территорией Беларуси мы уничтожили цели, остальные были переданы, у нас единое ПВО с Россией, были переданы Российской Федерации, и по информации Генерального штаба России и командующего этим направлением противовоздушной обороны России, эти цели были поражены под Ярославлем. Первое направление Смоленск, но потом они изменили траекторию полета, те, которые над Россией остались, и направились в район Ярославля. Но были перехвачены российскими уже ПВОшными системами, и, по-моему, системы «Панцирь» уничтожены на территории Российской Федерации. Зачем это Украине, я не понимаю. Нам надо разобраться. Но мы, как я говорил, четко определялись с ними и довели до них эту информацию, что без ответа любые провокации не останутся. Поэтому Министерству обороны, Генеральному штабу Беларуси приказано привести соответствующее мероприятие для того, чтобы надежно обеспечить безопасность нашего государства. Взаимодействие было исключительно с российскими войсками противовоздушной обороны, и что абсолютно все цели были уничтожены, как на территории Беларуси, так и на территории Российской Федерации. Неприятно то, что украинцы, как я вас и предупреждал много-много раз, этим самым показывают, что никакому миру они не готовы и продолжают эскалацию этой напряженности. 2 дня назад атака на Курском направлении, где они продвинулись на несколько десятков километров, 30-35 уже сегодня окапываются там. Ну и вот эта провокация с целью ударов по Российской Федерации. Наверное, не совсем приятная эта вещь, не хотелось бы сегодня этими вопросами в таком ключе заниматься, но никуда не денешься. Я думаю, что эта провокация еще долго будет обсуждаться в средствах массовой информации, но чтобы не было опять инсинуаций разного рода, я вот вас проинформировал о том, что произошло. Ну а более конкретно, вот пресс-секретарь передаст министру обороны, который просто в деталях, по минутах проинформирует наше общество о том, что произошло. Это лишний раз говорит о том, мужики, что нам надо здесь, на земле, трудиться, как раньше говорили, не покладая руки, давать соответствующие результаты. Для того, чтобы избежать того, что происходит сегодня в Украине.
Okay, so now that we saw that, we got a briefing from Alexander Lukashenko himself. It definitely raises some questions, okay? What's really going on here? Did Ukraine actually launch this drone attack? And if they did, is this Ukraine and NATO trying to spark a major war over here? I mean, look at what's happening in the Kursk region already. Ukraine pushing in, taking upwards of 500 square kilometers or more of Russian territory already. And we're hearing of massive evacuations in the Kursk region, now starting to break out into the Belgorod region, as we reported late last night. So what's happening here? It is like I said, is Ukraine and NATO trying to start a major war over here and get this thing going between NATO and Russia? Or is Belarus potentially falsifying this and saying that they were attacked by drones, but maybe giving them the reason to put these forces on the border of Ukraine because they're afraid of being invaded as well. Is that what this is about? Is also, I mean, it's really hard to tell what's happening here, and it could be really either way, but definitely kind of worrisome to think about this, that Belarus is having to put all these military assets on their border to protect themselves, and they believe that they could potentially be invaded maybe by Ukraine. Is that the case? I mean, you guys let me know what you think down below, but they are moving lots and lots of military hardware to the border of Ukraine at this time, so this is absolutely huge news. I wanted to share that with you. Also, from next, Lukashenko ordered units of one of the mechanized formations of the Belarusian army to be put on alert. Yesterday, he panicked when he said that the AFU had advanced 35 kilometers into the Kursk region. Such a decision was probably made for the AFU to withdraw its forces to the border with Belarus, okay? So, yeah, is that possible too? Maybe the Belarusians did this on purpose. Maybe this is a strategic move to put their troops on the border to put pressure on Ukraine. Maybe Vladimir Putin told Lukashenko to do this, and maybe this was so that way they could start pulling some of the Ukrainian troops back over to the border of Belarus and take them out of the Kursk region. That's a possibility as well too, but go ahead and take a look at this video real quick, and then we'll talk about it. This is from the Belarusian Defense Ministry moving military hardware to the border of Ukraine. Okay, so after watching this video, what it makes me think of is the potential of Belarus getting involved into this war now as well. I was wondering if maybe some of you were thinking that as well while watching this. Could this draw Belarus into the conflict? Because technically their airspace was violated by the Ukrainians supposedly launching drones into their territory. So, this is definitely huge. I mean, look at, they're moving all these tanks and everything to the border. Lots of military equipment heading over here. Iskander missiles. I mean, obviously, some of this can be used for defense, but also at the same time for attack as well. So we'll have to see what comes from this with the Belarusians moving all this equipment to the border of Ukraine. But one last thing that I want to share with you here from Zlati71, the Belarusian army showed a video with Ukrainian attack drones in the morning. The Ministry of Defense of the Republic of Belarus reported that at an altitude of 1.5 kilometers and a range of 6.5 kilometers, several targets were destroyed by air defense forces over the territory of Belarus. At night and this morning, a search is underway for what was destroyed. We suspect that these are attack drones having violated the airspace of Belarus. They flew from Ukraine. We destroyed the targets over the territory of Belarus. The rest were transferred. We have a unified air defense with Russia. We transferred to the Russian Federation. So take a look at this video as well. And this is apparently from the Belarusian Defense Ministry as well, sharing some video footage of drone fragments in their territory after they were shot down. So take a look.
Какой вообще
All right, so there you go. Yeah, as we can see, lots of what looks like drone fragments inside of their territory, some of them stuck in trees. I mean, look at this. Apparently, this looks like could be a wing from a drone. And again, this came from Russia's defense ministry. So I don't know what's going to happen here. Is Belarus about to get involved in the war? Are they just going to, ramp up their forces on the border of Ukraine and just kind of call it a day for right now, see if they get attacked again? I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but definitely they either appear to be worried about an invasion of their country as well, of Ukraine. Could Ukraine potentially do this? Maybe. I mean, they've got tactical nukes inside of Belarus. Maybe Ukraine would want to go after Belarus at the same time. They're major partners with Russia. Okay, so this is definitely very worrisome what's happening over here in this region. I know a lot of people are rooting for Ukraine right now and saying, like keep going, keep pushing, take as much territory in Russia as possible, and I understand that considering that they've been invaded, but at the same time, think about this, like they are evacuating mass amounts of people as quick as possible. There was a report that just came out yesterday as well, stating that in the Kursk region, they upped their speed of trying to get people evacuated as quickly as possible because the Ukrainians were moving so quickly and taking over vast amounts of land in the Kursk region. And I don't know, are we expecting some major strike from the Russians? Are they going to drop something over here in that region that they've never used before? I don't know what's going to happen, but for some reason, I just have a big feeling that something as big is going to be coming from this. Russia will not just back down and allow this to happen, in my opinion. But I mean, you guys let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you think this coordinated attack happening inside of Belarus, is this potentially to start a major war to break out over here with Belarus and Russia and NATO and Ukraine? And what is this all about? Or is this a freak accident, or what happened here? Share your thoughts, concerns, and opinions down in the comment section. That's going to be it for this update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope y'all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.